Hello guys, we're the Terra team and welcome behind the scenes.
The story of this heroic expedition required us to do some exploring by ourselves in order to meet the main challenge of the film, which was to bring it to the screen in an authentic way.
So, while doing our internship in London, Thomas and I traveled to visit the Scott Polar Research Institute in Cambridge to bring back valuable information about the real conditions of the Terra Nova's Antarctic expedition.
Meanwhile, I took advantage of a previously planned trip to Iceland to take live footage for future matte paintings. As the artistic director, I created all of the concept art to establish the ambiances. I adjusted them throughout the movie to reflect the characters' changing state of mind. This idea also guided the music for the film, created by ETM and Emmanuel Fratiani, whom we met in Geneva.
We named the film Terra Nova after the expedition ship, which is one of the heroes of the story. For the shooting, we arranged to film on location in Marseille, about the Noctilio. In post-production, I used ArtFX to rebuild an exact replica of the Terra Nova in CG. The atmosphere changed throughout the film, so the boat had to fit perfectly within every lighting set. The texturing also evolved with each phase of the story. I created different sails to show the progressive wear and tear on the ship.
The opening shot in Cardiff was complex to achieve. There were a lot of sources to bring together. The boat, a wall CG dock, live footage, matte painting, a crowd, FX simulations, and so on. Almost everything you can composite was there. Our second big challenge in the film was recreating snow and Antarctica's freezing environment in Montpellier, with 25 degrees Celsius. After lots of research, we opted to mix shaving foam with baking soda for the ambient snow. For the snow in the actors' beards, we mixed glycerin and coarse salt.
And for the ground snow that came into contact with the actors' boots, we used synthetic snow to ensure a realistic interaction. Then, in post-production, I added multiple layers of effects, combining simulated and procedural snow to blend the original plate with the CGI.
I also created several procedural shaders we could use in our scenes, as snow and ice.
Finally, in February, surprise! It snowed for the first time in Montpellier in 10 years. We took this as a good omen for our project.
100% fake snow.
We also wanted the viewer to feel the cold. So, a setup was created for the characters' breath vapors. I used geo-tracking in Nuke to add them on several shots.
Another major challenge was to keep the scale realistic. During our research, we observed that patterns in the ice were really important in showing the scale of an iceberg. This helped me to create our own iceberg. Thomas then projected it in Nuke based on my sculpt in ZBrush. To have maximum results in less time, we used matte paintings and multi-projections. The cupola shot was particularly difficult because the camera movement required 14 projections.
Oceans, skaters, smoke, crowds, snow, rigid bodies and clouds.
This movie required quite a lot of effects.
For the oceans, we decided to use simulations only for the contact between our ship and the water. The rest was done procedurally. The tricky part was to respect the size and the speed of the waves and to vary the movement and patterns to depict a living sea.
Houdini scattering helped us to randomly distribute elements like ice packs, generating millions of instances.
We created several setups to achieve lifelike interaction between all the elements.
One of them allows the ice pack to move according to the ocean currents, generating ripples. The icebreaker was the most complicated FX shot, where each simulation had to match the archival footage. The main fracture is done in procedural, which allowed me to balance the quality of the scene with my control over the shot. I also had to consider and manage the weight of the files, so I built a Houdini pipeline and caching tools to keep all the data manageable.
For the underwater shots, Mastering the ambience was the key. Reference images helped me a lot for that. The hard part was to determine where the CG would stop and where the compositing would begin. We used FX simulations, but also live footage and stock shots to add realism.
We would like to thank everyone who participated in our expedition. We hope you had a good time with us. Bye!